see immediately this humanoid figure appear. Long reddish robes, humanoid body, but the head itself is this dark gray, feline, tiger-like entity. This long, pronounced feline snout, big fangs dripping from it, long whiskers, this sadistic grin on its face, the amulet that was once adorning the statue now around its neck. Where its hands are, you can see the hands are actually backwards and upturned in these nasty-looking claws. And it continues and releases its hands in some sort of arcane form.
Rakshasa!
Rakshasa!
I'm just going to attack him. I'm just going to throw dagger through the air.
It smacks into him, but nevertheless, he took damage. Alrighty. Sasha finishes scanning the room for a second and says, "Well, this has been a lot of fun. I appreciate this little scuffle. However, I have other business to attend to. Looking at the best of you, at least I know where to hit you all the hardest. You have a sister that is not too far from here. I can now see your minds, see their faces, and I will see them soon. However, I must say adieu."
Oh, fucker, kill it!
You were saying something about my sister?
To Vax's turn.
Come on, Vax!
Dagger,
Don't let this bitch leave! And I'm throwing daggers at the back of his head.
Throw daggers.
30 damage?
30 damage.
Oh! Open doors. Nice. Yes, dagger.
How do you want to do this?
I've got the dagger in my hand, right? I see him flying away. I'm just crouched down. I flip it over so the blade's in my hand. I don't go fast, I just take my time, pull back, throw it harder than I usually do. Through its neck. Out the front.
The dagger hits it in the back of the neck and the spine. It doesn't quite cut through the spinal column. You see it comes out the back of the front of the throat. The spell falters, falls to the ground, taking a serious impact fall, and is now dragging itself towards the exit of the room as you start walking up to collect your blade. It brings up its hands and starts trying to cast the spell. And causes this big old pool of blood on the ground.
Grab it by the ear and lift its head back. Talk about my sister again.
With a spray of crimson across the ground, this horrible sucking sound, you pull back the head as the life force of the Rakshasa goes spraying across the stone floor as you release it and leave it to the ground with the last bit of life left in its body as it slowly flees its form. You hear this chuckle.
Find you.
He's on the same side.
I
just run and push.
Okay. All right. So
I use pushing attack.
I'm sorry.
All right. So you go ahead and roll athletics.
This is the meanest thing I've ever done.
So as the terrible blood spray occurs across the nearby pillar on Grog's side, the other Durgar is getting up with his crossbow, trying to get it ready. You rush forward. Go ahead and roll athletics.
Oh, 14.
That's okay. He rolled a 1.
Oh, yes!
So as the Durgar is getting up, he goes, you just run up and poof, and he falls back into the back. And goes, and starts giving a horrible, painful scream as he's essentially flailing in the magma melting.
Someone shoot him in the mouth. I say shh, and I do the I wind down to push him under the lava.
Okay, so as he's screaming, your wind wall shoves him further into the magma. As he's screaming, cooling the magma around him as the rock cracks around him into black rock. His face still visible over the surface, going and this horrible, almost Han and Carbonite type look at the top of the magma pool.
You just one-upped Grog.
That was awesome.
As fresh magma now begins to pool over the cool, covering his face, you step away.
Piss on the body.
I never knew you were an artist.
How do you want to do this, Grog?
Oh, you killed him?
Yes. How do you want to do this, Grog? However, it's still holding Scanlan in its mouth, shaking him around. So, how do you want to finish it?
Can I get to its mouth at all?
I could say for the flavor of this, yeah, you managed to just barely make it over here.
I would like to swing through and catch the corner of its mouth, open its mouth wide, and then I'd like to reach in and with my teeth pull its fucking tongue out of its head and start thrashing it side to side.
Alright, so first you rush up with your axe using all of the aggression, you take it and swing it, barely leaving you with a shave. You gash the side of its mouth and draw this giant wound open. As it does, you actually snap and cut through the tendons that clench the jaw, causing it to fall open and slack. Scanlan spills out of its mouth, hitting the ground with a dull thud. As its mouth is now open, it kind of rears back. You shake your head angrily as the froth is gathering at the corners of your mouth. You drop your axe from one hand, grab the jaw, reach in, bite down on its giant meaty tongue. Using your hand at the back of it, you pull and yank, and you feel all the muscle tearing and tensing before eventually it comes free, and it's now dangling about 25, 30 pounds of liquid, very, very wet, bullet tongue meat. With your third attack, how do you finish it?
What do you do after you're biting its tongue in your mouth?
That's what I'm asking.
That's a good point.
It's looking really rough, but you still need to get that final death blow. What are you doing with this, Grog?
Rip him apart, rip him.
Brain him.
Rip his.
Yeah, I'm gonna King Kong his jaw. I'm gonna take the broken part at the top of his head, just pull it apart.
Yep. Okay, so you drop your axe entirely. The tongue's still dangling from your mouth. You reach and put one foot up into the bottom of the jaw. Using your other hands, you push and push. You hear it crack and pull as it tenses and is trying to push down. It has no tension because the jaw was destroyed. You pull back and you hear a sickening snap as the armor plate buckles underneath where the neck joint would be on such a creature. Its eyes kind of roll back for a second, and it begins to slacken. As it does, you reach up with your fist and penetrate the bottom of where its brain would be. With a sickening sound, it goes entirely limp and collapses on the ground.
And that's why you're on the team.
And as it falls, the tongue that's hanging in my mouth, I look to one of the dwarves that's left and I go, who's next?
And we're going to end it there for the next. A lot of the buildings appear to be closed or empty. There are people working the fields. As you make your way to the center of the town, there is a town square. And there is the tree there, a very large old tree that is kind of twisted with all these various gnarled branches that reach out. You recall Desmond mentioning something called the Suntree. That is the centerpiece of this area. And you get a view enough of the tree to see that there are 8 humanoid bodies of varying ages swinging from it.
Oh, no.
You also notice that trolling through the city at very slow paces, there are a few larger than normal humanoids. You see what appear to be approximately 6 giants that are just patrolling through the town, but you can see some of them are like kind of wrecked and broken. One of them is missing an arm and is kind of dragging a foot behind it. And you can see
zombie giants.
And apparently, whenever one's moving through, most of the denizens of the town keep a very wide berth and generally avoid them entirely and go about their business in a distance.
I miss Pike.
The town square, nobody's in the town square. The town square is, people are avoiding like the plague. There are just 8 bodies hanging from the tree, and nobody wants to be there. And even the people look kind of unhealthy and gaunt by nature, whether it be the cold winter recently or just their general spirit is broken. But there is a feeling about these people that life here is not what it used to be.
We did a little intel, a little recon.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
Turns out the town is full of humans. You know,
okay.
except for these 6 vampire giants or zombie giants.
Zombie
They all
giants.
appear to be fairly miserable people.
Okay.
Bring out the sun or something.
It's
the
a
sun
sun.
already
What?
rises.
Hang on. What did you just say?
Which what?
That thing you just said that no one heard? Because we were all shouting and arguing? Rally the townsfolk?
Rally the townsfolk. This is something I don't think that sneaking in is necessarily the answer. I'm not saying go in guns blazing, but I say we will let them know.
You wanna build a militia?
I want to build a rebellion.
I like it. Well, they would recognize you, wouldn't they, Percy? You've
I
been
have a
around
plan.
them.
I'm not.
You have a
I'm
plan?
kind of into this. Yeah.
Quietly.
We're gonna be insurgents.
Shh.
Let him
Going to
finish
the
the plan.
insurgents.
I kind of love this.
Okay.
It's kind of like Attack on Titan.
We
This is
start
cool.
finding our friends and we start making friends.
Okay.
We let them know we're back.
I like it.
I like having the people. Oh, yeah, you want seeming us? Make
Sure.
us look like
All right.
farmers?
I will cast seeming on us,
Oh, this is a legit use of seeming too. Okay.
where we will all look like
This is
dirty,
as opposed to the cows.
Opposed to cows.
Come on.
dirty, ragged peasants.
Trinket as well.
Yes.
Trinket looks like a donkey.
He'll just be a really drunk peasant.
Or a
we-
donkey.
Can I just say
A
this?
mule.
Mule.
Can we just leave
No,
Trinket behind?
I'm not
I
leaving
don't want to walk in there with a bear.
He'll look like a fucking donkey, or he'll look like another commoner.
I think I can only make us all look the same.
Do you want it to be a
Real
donkey?
talk, my
something that
sister
can
will
move?
cut you.
No cows are slow.
Bring the bear.
Donkeys can move more quickly.
All
That's
right,
true.
donkey.
All right.
He's an ass.
All right. So Trinket
So
takes a
you,
little time.
like
darling,
Corona.
so you.
In that direction.
All right. So you guys make your way through.
I didn't.
What's changed?
What you've noticed has changed. One, largely, the population is far more sparse than what you recall. What was once a bustling city, you're now seeing about half as many people as you would see at this time of day. Going through, everyone seems to be in relatively poor health. There are a few buildings that look like long-term abandoned.
I'm also thinking about that cemetery.
We're not gonna live in a cemetery. That's super creepy.
As opposed to all of the other things we've
Everything
done.
here is super creepy.
Is
As
there
opposed to
other
sleeping in the
abandoned
Underdark.
buildings around? that
There
we can
are
hide
plenty.
Do you speak giant, Grog?
Yeah.
You move past the Suntree here, and to the left of you, you can see towards the town square, and there it is, the Suntree, a very, very large. You imagine beautiful tree at one time. At full height is probably about 40 feet tall. The branches twist out and almost look like they're hanging loosely at the ends. Everything looks droopy and desolate. There's not a leaf on it. And you do see the silhouette of the 8 figures slowly swaying from beneath the branches.
Do we continue on? Don't pay too much attention to it. Find a place to post up.
Yeah, don't get
If
emotional.
you,
Not
if
yet.
Actually, I would say let's get a good look at the tree. Let's walk by it.
Yeah.
But
Oh, we're gonna walk by the tree?
Okay.
Okay. We'll
Just
walk by
don't look like it's no big deal.
I know.
You guys turn left and you make your way towards the town square. And as you enter the square, looking around, you can see there are what would have been carts and small booths set up for selling of meats and other goods. What was a small, barter and sale based hub of this town. Nowhere near on the scale of Iman's Bazaar, but enough to support this town.
150 feet.
Desolate. All look to be closed down and untouched for quite some time. As you get a closer look, as you're keeping on the outskirts of the square, it's hard to make out the details, and the weathering has kind of muddled the figures that are hanging there. Percy and Vax, you guys notice the figure on the far left.
the body.
The body on the far left has a like a red paint smattered across its face and its arms. It's wearing a dirtied green vest-like robe that dangles below it as it hangs there loosely. Immediately to the left of it, you see what looks to be the body of a child. The child is dressed up in a purple-ish, billowing shirt, a very fine silk shirt and pantaloons, and is dangling there next to it. To the left of that, you see it appears to be a female, adorned in greens and browns. Looks like red paint has been driven through the hair, and dangles to the left of that figure. Next to that, you see what appears
I'm
to
walking
be.
the fuck away.
You see what appears to be another woman dressed in dark blacks and browns, leathers, some furs across the top, dark hair, dangling. To the left of that, you see another man dressed similarly, dark grays and blacks, long dark hair, dangling. To the left of that, you see a rather large man, older, rotund, probably in his 40s, clothing padded but mostly open chest, hair completely shaved bald. Looks like there are dark scars or placed across the face, hanging. To the left of that, you see this figure is actually not humanoid. It appears to have been
Oh my god.
Recently hunted bear that is dangling.
No.
Wait, what? Is that us?
It looks like us.
What?
It's us.
They killed people they thought were us. Or they killed...
Or it's a message.
Or it's a message to us.
Do they look like us, or are they just dressed like us? Are they made to look like us?
Do you want to get closer and look?
Yeah.
I'm a little curious.
Do you want to get closer? And
Is there
look?
is there
Are
any
you
is there
sure?
anything around the tree other than
They're
that? Is there
probably
anything at the
watching
base
the
of the
tree.
tree? Is there anything?
From what you can see now,
they are.
nothing but just rocks and stones and piles of loose
We have
cloth
a
that
good
just been rotting
plan.
below it. Approaching, it looks like each one of these bodies has been dressed up. It looks like the color in the redhead's hair has been smeared through with paint. The person who's been painted red has been slapdash. You gather with a moment of looking at it, these were not individuals that were caught this way. This was set up as a message.
Oh.
Keep walking, keep your head down, and keep walking.
You guys continue past down this pathway. There's other buildings you see in the vicinity that, look abandoned or for the most part unoccupied.
So there.
All of us
Question.
who stood against them in Iman.
We're all
Body of my guy. Is he sort of handsome?
But that does mean that it was
pig,
because
yo.
of
Oh, it's
they
a
saw us
child?
in Amon.
Oh, God.
Because Tiberius wasn't here.
You do manage to see what appears to be what was once a tavern or an inn of some kind that is silent, closed. The door is locked and chained. The windows look
In the
dusty.
window, so it.
You manage to get the window open, and as you pull it up, the dust kind of billows up around you. Kind of set it aside. You step in, and the place smells stale, musty, dark. You can see candlesticks set around that have not been lit for a while, and the oil lanterns that normally light the interior of the main tavern social area have been long in disuse. There is a cellar.
Yeah.
You find the cellar, and down there are a number of empty barrels and a couple of ones that are still full. One that appears to be almost like a heavy whiskey barrel. Probably about 20 untouched wine bottles.
Nice.
And a little bit of ale, but it looks like a lot of the ale was either completely used or taken with whoever left and abandoned the
I
premises.
think we could definitely use these for explosions if we need them.
Or to drink.
Muscle relaxers. Is there
A few thick roots under the tree.
Talk to it for me, Keyleth.
And the roots that you see, they continue past the tunnel. Like they go very, very deep into the ground.
Awesome. I'm gonna kind of clear out a little bit more area, and I'm gonna touch the roots and cast Speak with Plants.
Yeah.
Sweet shit. Here we go.
the only superpower more pathetic than Aquaman's?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Sorry, had to.
Hey, Wiz, I wish I had some water. The sun is so bright today. Water fucking.
It's Ent voice.
Hi, Aquaman.
Sure.
I can go
Hi,
to
Aquaman.
one of the wells and get us some water.
Hi, Aquaman.
Hey, he's cool sometimes.
Hi, Aquaman.
Sometimes.
That's what fish say. Hi, Aquaman.
That's what fish say.
All right, guys. So we'll from there next week, right in the center of essentially the.
A tree full of dead us. That's fucked
evil.
up.
That was some mean
That's
shit,
really
man.
gross.
That's what you call a giving tree.
Leo.
Friendly
And
place,
the tree
Whitestone.
was happy, but not really.
So,
But not really.
All right. So,
Oh, thank you. Wait, I gotta.
Yeah, it's really good.
Thank you.
perfect.
Wow.
All right. So as you continue cresting over the top of the tree ridge,